Test 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to the Golden West Wanderers Football Park for a battle of the West here. Blacktown City, who are flying high so far in 2025, sitting fourth on the ladder and off the back of some wonderful results. They're on a 4-game winning streak for the Wanderers, of course. Plenty of difficulties for them so far this season. And after a points deduction, they now find themselves rooted to the bottom of the ladder. 16th out of as many spots. And relegation, very much a prospect here for this round 13 clash. Still a long way to go, of course, in the season, but they'll need to improve on their results here. Just about to get underway now. 90 minutes, of course, on the clock. Will be the Wanderers who will get first use of possession. And we are underway here at Western Sydney Wanderers Football Park. Now, knock it forward. Immediately dispossessed, and then strong contact there from Abdul Rahman. Dispossessing Blacktown. Once more, they'll come up trumps here with Nazevich. Now turning it back towards the box itself and just away from Haddad there, who stuck a foot out but couldn't quite control it. And harsh contact from both teams to start here. You get the sense there's a little bit of feeling about this one. Battle for supremacy in the West. Throw-in taken here from Blacktown. They'll look it all the way back now into goals with Henderson. Lovely release upfield and then a good first touch here, but Wanderers recovering well. That's great footwork from Julian Kopp. And now Kopp with a chance to promote the ball upfield. Finds a lovely pass. Here's a good chance. The flag is raised though. Golden opportunity there for the Wanderers with Abdul Rahman. They've started well. It was a much improved performance last week against St George despite the loss. Of course, that was coming off the back of a trouncing at the hands of Rockdale, 8-1. They've started in hot fashion here, so Blacktown very much behind the 8 ball. Haven't been out of their own half as of yet. And in trying to promote that one forward, an easy turnover of possession. So Wanderers, a nice start here, and they'll just slow things down momentarily before linking up with Kopp here, who's dispossessed. Nice little bump away there from the work of Campbell. All the way through to Vidakovic. Keeper here for the Wanderers. Looking out to this left-hand side with Barry. Vidakovic again, just assessing the options. Space out here for Nkomo as well on this left-hand edge. Nice little feign there from Kopp, and they'll keep working through the middle. Advantage play, Kopp sending an early pass here. A good one too for Nazevich. And yet again, the flag is raised, but they're showing their hand quite early here. Wanderers, very up-tempo style. So plenty of aggression in the opening moments here from the home side. Blacktown haven't quite settled into the contest as of yet. Henderson now chipping high and wide. McKinley touches it down. Beautiful control with the head. Back toward the middle it goes here for O'Brien, and then switching up the emphasis. Now across that halfway threshold now. A chance to build here for Blacktown. Back to the middle. Good ball there provided for Jude Choi. Just couldn't quite get it under control though. Bit of a heavy first touch. That was the first real foray down the other end though for Blacktown. And controlled play here, and they'll steer it out wide to McKinley now. Quick release for Travis Major, the captain. Now Berry. Berry once more looking wide. McKinley, plenty of touches early on here. Just trying to screw a ball back towards the middle. Cut off though from the Wanderers. Lovely first time touch there, and Abdul Rahman was hit in the back there and hit the deck. So free kick blown right on halfway. A real high press here from the Wanderers. A shirt grab there from Nazevich. Looks like they've come here with a game plan of just trying to rattle Blacktown City. Now Campbell. Out to this right-hand side and then just trying to swirl that one back in field of play, but well and truly over that byline. Now Nakomo restarting things here for the Wanderers. Nice little use of the body from Hillier. Dispossessed though, now an early opportunity. And Vidakovic took that one in a very relaxed fashion, but didn't quite control it correctly, and it was still wobbling towards goal. Now under pressure, Vidakovic. Well, that could have been a real bad moment for the Wanderers. They'll escape with that one though. So now sitting out here from Hollingdale. Through the middle for Hillier. Hillier dispossessed. Another chance now for Blacktown. Wanderers though stepping up. Now a chance to send Nezevic on a run. Out wide they go. Numbers storming back to the middle. Nezevic straightening things up. Had a chance to take a shot there, but instead sent it across the face. And then Kresnar came away with it for Blacktown. Good pressure here from Abdul Rahman. Eventually cleared away from Blacktown, but only as far as the head of Aidan Simmons. Still a chance here for the Wanderers. Back to Simmons they go once again. Plenty of space out wide here for Nakomo, but they haven't looked. Eventually it will arrive to him. Nezevic, an early option out on this left-hand side. Just trying to feed it through a very narrow gap. And then Major's pass left a little bit to be desired. Good chance here for the Wanderers. Oh, there was an opportunity for the quick 1-2. Turned away though, so Blacktown, they've scrambled pretty well in the opening 6 minutes. Quick throw taken now down to Nezevic, but Travis Major stepping in front of that pass, and Blacktown once more on the ball. So Berry and then Campbell shifting wider still here for Bandiera. Once again, Vidakovic just teasing Blacktown attackers, pushing through and trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Good first touch here from Vidakovic. Major was pressing hard. They've opened up a bit of space too. Abdul Rahman's made a little move upfield, but they don't look at him. Instead, they'll head back toward the middle. Wanderers again coming up with possession though. Good battle to begin things here. Haddad releasing and then out wide here for Abdul Rahman. All the way back now for Campbell, then Bandiera. Just trying to chip a pass over the top, but it wasn't particularly well placed. Now Nezevic, a bit of room to move. Will send Nakomo on a run. Well-weighted pass. Beautiful playing surface here in Sydney's West. It's now Blacktown on the move out to this left-hand side. Bandiera trying to reel that one in. It was a bit of a heavy pass, and Bandiera, as a result, leaning into the defender, making contact with the shoulder, and free kick is called. So a strong performance so far to start the season for Blacktown. As I mentioned, 4 straight wins and a draw before that. So it's been a while since they've had their last loss, all the way back on March 12th. So nearly 2 months ago. 7 wins for the season, the 3 draws, just the 2 losses, of course. Very different story, though, for the Wanderers. They only had the 2 wins overall. Now Kopp will send a pass here for Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman back for Nezevic. Oh, it's a golden opportunity. It's gone over the top. The flag's raised regardless. That's the 3rd time they've been caught for it inside the opening 9 minutes. Wasn't much in that one, though. Nezevic only just in front of that last defender. Great control here from McKinley. Nakomo working it back towards the middle. Lovely first touch there. And trying to send it wide was O'Brien, but just couldn't quite get enough power generated. It's Franson. Sends it wide now for Simmons. All the time in the world to have a little scoot up on that right-hand side. Well, then great skill there from Haddad. Haddad now feeding a good ball here for Abdul Rahman. Strong in the challenge, though, is Campbell. Lovely release now for McKinley, who has the chance to carry. Up over halfway he goes, looking for support. Threads a needle, and it really holds up there in the wet. The sprinklers came on just before this match got underway. And that ball slowed to a crawl. Simmons once again with oodles of space on that right-hand side. Knock it back here for Franson. Blacktown at the moment happy to give Simmons a lot of time and space here on this right-hand side. The work now for Haddad. Haddad just chipping through once more. Abdul Rahman looks offside, and yet again the flag is raised. So both he and Nazevich have been caught out multiple times in this one already. Malia releasing backwards, and now Campbell once again slowing things down momentarily. Back here for Bandiera. 11 minutes gone at Wanderers Football Park. And all the way back to Henderson. Henderson now delivering long. Flag is raised, and we'll come back pretty much right on that halfway mark. Barry playing all the way back here for Vidakovic, who's had to begin things. A couple of nervy moments as well. And good pressure coming in from, looks like that's Malia sliding in there. Hollingdale. Dispossessed now. Great delivery here for Major, who just couldn't reach out. Get it under control, and now chance to carry here for Barry. Como an option out wide. Press is on here from Blacktown, but quick interchange of passing, just releasing the pressure a touch. Now Nakomo in a 3-on-1 situation, loses out, and then Major once again strong in the tackle. Good chance here now for Blacktown. McKinley dispossessed. That's great covering there from Julian Kopp. Now Nakomo hits the deck. Play on is the call. Advantage called by the officials. Now Kopp once again marching for plenty of work from young Julian so far. Scything run. Trying to get around a few defenders. Easily dealt with in the end from Campbell. Now a quick release here for O'Brien. And there's a chance to turn defence into attack here as Moore sends it wide for Bandiera. Still an option there. Bandiera cutting off that left foot back towards the middle and releasing now for O'Brien. Once more slowing things down. Looking for some time on the ball here, Blacktown. Out wide to McKinley, who'll feed it to the middle. Cleared away initially from Barry. There's the attempt from Moore. Not quite connected. Bandiera stepping forward. Still some danger here for the Wanderers. Bandiera back to the middle. Cleared away with the head. Moore will distribute for O'Brien. Campbell assessing the options. Will send it out wide here for McKinley. Nice quick release. And McKinley once more feeding. Again, cleared away, this time from Franson. He's still on the deck at the moment. Concerns about potential head clash here. In fact, it's Barry who's on the deck. Back to his feet now. But really good signs here to begin this one from Western Sydney Wanderers. So play resumes, and back now with Vidakovic. time will deliver long. Abdul Rahman marching forward. And a real disagreement between Abdul Rahman and Campbell there, who was having none of it. Now Bandiera feeding forward. Ooh, looked to be a little tug there from Simmons, but play on is the call. As now Haddad once more looking to deliver here for Nazevich. Sloppy touch there defensively from Blacktown. Abdul Rahman, as a result, can continue battling for this one. Eventually cleared away from Blacktown City. Wanderers have had the better of things here in the opening 15 minutes, though. No clear opportunities for either side as of yet. Simmons will now switch things up out for Nkomo with a whole heap of room here on this left-hand side. Fancy footwork coming out now, delivers to the middle for Abdul Rahman. The touch was far too heavy, though. Now Major. Delivers again here for O'Brien. Malia pressured and then pushed in the back there from Nkomo. Great opportunity here for Blacktown City. McKinley will look to deliver. All lined up on the edge of this box. Very shallow delivery, though, from McKinley, and they can't capitalise on it. And Abdul Rahman claiming that he was tugged down there. Once again by Campbell. Those two have had a running battle so far. Now Bandiera. Moore. Bandiera once again delivering back towards the middle here for O'Brien. Out once for McKinley. Now Malia, a little feint and then trying to get away from Nkomo with his speed. Turned away there from Barry. Nazevich once more in a battle. O'Brien for Bandiera. Chipping over the top, but nobody was aware of it. Far too deep. It's an easy relinquish of possession. Now Vidakovic out here for Nkomo. Quick release for Kopp. Kopp finding a lovely pass, and yet again Nazevich is called offside here. That is the 5th in 17 minutes. There's been very few through balls they've provided that haven't resulted in that flag being raised. It's an audible groan in the grandstand here at Wanderers Football Park. Oh, now Campbell under all sorts of pressure. Does well in the end to release just in time. And now looking to find more, but there was no room to work with there. Vidakovic again. Drilling it long, looking for Abdul Rahman. Quick release over the top, this time onside. Here's a chance for Abdul Rahman off the crossbar. The first legitimate opportunity for either side, and inches away from the opening goal here. Henderson was well beaten. Must have got fingertips to it, though, Henderson, because it's gone for a corner. Some more pressure coming here on Blacktown City. Nice delivery. Turned away with the head. Once again up to meet it. And an easy foul call there with Kresnar hitting the deck. Perry once more back here for Campbell. Oh, risky pass from Campbell. Wanderers stepping in the path of it. momentarily dispossessing Blacktown. Now Henderson delivering long once again. Major trying to stand tall. Good control from Moore. Off the chest, and now Bandiera pushing forward. And a chance to continue driving. Now Kresnar. O'Brien. Can't link back up with Kresnar. Turned away, and Bandiera will have the throw. Good battle here between these two sides as Campbell once more gets it under control. Been very happy to shift it out to this right-hand side with McKinley, and there's plenty of room for him to work with. Once more, they'll come that way. Kopp has been excellent, though. A high-octane performance from him so far, really shutting down a lot of those raids from Blacktown on that right-hand edge. Now Bandiera lobbing it over the top. Well taken down from McKinley. Kopp pressuring. McKinley got a shot away on target. Well positioned, though, was Vidakovic and controlled it very easily. First shot on target, though, for Blacktown. And a lovely distribution here. And Simmons, that one looked to have flicked a couple of fingers there, but he called through. Now Henderson out to meet a long ball. And clearing. Rapid turn there from Hillier. And then out for Barry. Now Nakomo once again. Running into a corner. And then trying to find Kopp. Good pressure. And ultimately dispossessed. So McKinley delivering all the way back here for Berry. Berry under pressure, simply knocking it long. Como missed out, but fell into the path there of Barry. I'll go all the way back here for Vidakovic. And dominant in the air, and Malia with a wild swing. Knew Vidakovic was off his line, but that was never going to cause any issues. And as he's done all match so far, Vidakovic just toying with the front man for Blacktown. Now releasing long and flat. Lovely header here. Arrives for Kopp. Kopp under pressure. Great tackle from behind. It was Ju Choi. Came sliding through. And Simmons cleverly then heading it back. Chance for Vidakovic to pick it up, but instead he'll simply deliver here for Franson. Now Hillier once again. Twisting, turning, finding Barry. Barry now on a run, but under pressure. Good stride here from Barry. Oh, and that was an important slide in the end too from, I think it might have been O'Brien. Otherwise, Kopp would have been clean through. Now here's a chance for Moore. Moore getting a good touch, and then Strong to get around the outside, trying to deliver back to the middle. Cleared away, though, from the Wanderers. First corner coming up here for Blacktown. Will be Mitch Malia with the delivery. Numbers in the box here for Blacktown. Nice swinging. But easily picked off in the end from Vidakovic, far too close to the keeper. Chance here for Simmons to get things under control. Dispossessed again, though, from Kresnar. So thrown to come here halfway through this first half. No change to the scoreboard as of yet. Really only the one legitimate opportunity so far for the Wanderers through Abdul Rahman. Now Malia, though, chipping over the top with some nice weight about things. Major, good bit of skill. Back here for Jude Choi, trying to curl it around. Oh, Vidakovic. A wonderful diving effort. Latched onto it mid-air. I think it might have just been missing to the outside of the post, but he dealt with it beautifully, the young keeper. Here we are with plenty of time on the ball. Once more trying to feed it through. Simmons tracking back towards the middle of the field. Hillier. Lovely switch of play out here for Nakomo. He's got plenty of room to work with. And then finding a pass right through the middle. Takes a deflection, and Nizevic was waiting for a little opportunity to bounce his way, but Henderson was out quickly. Oh, Moore had a golden opportunity to link up with McKinley on this right-hand side, who was calling for it desperately. Campbell might still go there, but being pressured by Abdul Rahman. Cop just not closing off the space there. Easy passage in the end for McKinley, who then delivers a sweet ball across the field. Turned away, but only as far as Moore. Now Kresnar with a chance to feed it in. Off the left foot. Then straightening here for Malia. Still an opportunity for Kresnar. Chips it back towards the middle. McKinley leaving it. There's a chance for a flick on. It's gone in. The flag stays down. And the first one is on the board here for Blacktown. A little bit of luck involved, but well finished in the end. It is 1-0, Blacktown City, searching for 5 straight victories. Final little tip in there. Looks like it came off Travis Major. So 1-0 after 26 minutes of play. Probably the first real opportunity they've had, Blacktown. Now quickly releasing upfield for Malia. Turned away from Simmons, but still some danger here, and they look energised off the back of that goal. More dispossessed, though. Blacktown trying to raise the tempo. Now a chance for a switch out here for McKinley. It's far too big, though. And McKinley's not going to come close to that, is he? Oh, somehow keeps it in. Well done from McKinley. Back to the middle now for Major. A heavy first touch. And then Nakomo doing well just to shield that ball. And eventually going over the byline. Goal kick to come. Simmons once more under pressure here from Kresnar. Does a great job to get away from him, though. Now Kopp with the first-time release. Abdul Rahman building nicely here for the Wanderers. Great sliding tackle, though, from Campbell. He had no right to get to that ball. Abdul Rahman was really motoring. It's a wonderful save at the back there. Now Bandiera. Henderson, and once more back here for Bandiera, looking for some options through the middle. Doesn't quite find one that he likes. Instead goes to Campbell. Barry in the back there of Malia. And the foul is called. Oh, McKinley trying to feed it through and straight into the nose there of Nakomo. Didn't flinch, though. Now a chance to carry here for Hollingdale, who sent it out wide for Simmons. Once more at full pelt. Back here for Hollingdale. Haddad still an option. Hollingdale, though, holding on to things. And pressured in the back there from Kresnar. Hollingdale Getting on with it very quickly there. Looking for Abdul Rahman. Campbell has very much had Abdul Rahman's measure so far. Henderson will now scoop it up, and then Kopp applying some pressure here on Berry. Henderson upfield now for Major. Lovely use of the chest back here for McKinley. Quick turn now from O'Brien. Bandiera with a chance to carry in the Golden Sun here. Kresnar driving forward, trying to get around Simmons. Simmons doing a great job in the end. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Simmons now with a bit of room to move. Will feed a difficult one there for Kopp, who's clipped. And the Wanderers coaching staff led by Richie Cardoza were up in arms there. They were wanting a card, but not forthcoming. Foul sufficient. We have had a few issues with the ball as well this afternoon. A few changes here and there. So restarted now for Hillier. Now Barry. Como was calling for a release as he started to make a run upfield, but Barry instead exploring himself, and now they'll try and get it out here for Como. Great first time control. Using the left boot and then tracking back towards the middle. Good release here for Hillier. Now Simmons. Haddad under pressure. Getting away from the first attempt. Haddad looking forward. Nakomo finds a little ball back inside. Oh, and then a great opportunity there for Abdul Rahman. Cleared away, though, for Blacktown. And the corner to come now for the Wanderers. A chance to try and square the ledger here for the Wanderers. Down 1-0 after about 32 minutes. They'll feed the corner in. Decent delivery, a little bit too high though. Did it get a little flick off the head there of O'Brien? Yes, it did. So another chance now for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Once more feeding it in. That one's slightly better delivery, but well dealt with here from Blacktown. Once more chip to the back post and a great opportunity. And Kresnar controlling it down. And Malia now with a quick release upfield here for the work of Song Ju Chi. What a strike! That is an absolute wonder goal from Song Ju Choi. Well, Vidakovic completely caught out from that one. What a strike from Song Ju Choi. A good 35 metres out, and nobody was ready for it. Least of all Vidakovic. Well, Locke got the crowd up and about. 2-0, and I must say, I don't think it's a particularly fair reflection of how things have gone so far. The Wanderers have been pressing for the bulk of this match. That play there wouldn't suggest as much, but Blacktown really have only had maybe the 2 opportunities, and they've collected a goal on both occasions. That one had no right to be scored. And here he is again now. Song Ju Choi. Somehow releasing back here for Major. All those little 50-50s are now starting to turn in favour of Blacktown. O'Brien. Bandiera. And Nazevic in the back there will incur a foul. And once more, Songju Choi. McKinley, great skill up along the sideline. Somehow keeps it in. Piers is an option once more, but Abdul Rahman comes to put an end to things. And now, once more, looking to chip over the top for Nazevic. Wanderers will get on with things quickly here. Through Nakomo out on this left-hand side. A chance to carry for him now. Threading the needle here for Abdul Rahman. Cleared away once more from Blacktown. Nakomo up against Songju Choi. Oh, and then Travis Major again. So strong. Comes up trumps. Now Moore. Swiveling and then connecting deeper still. As Henderson tries to march it forward. Great skill, though, from Haddad to fend away from a couple of them. And then Kopp just couldn't quite get control with that first touch. And eventually cleared away here from Blacktown with a slight deflection off the boot of a Wanderers player. So they'll get the throw in here. Abdul Rahman. Twisting, turning, somehow getting away from all that pressure. Haddad then chipping over the top. Misdirected pass though. Nakomo will backtrack for it now. 36 minutes gone here at Wanderers Football Park. Barry all the way back to Vidakovic and now Franson. Hillier. Franson threatening to drive long instead, just chipping in behind, but still couldn't quite find his man to link up with. It's now Hollingdale. Will twist out by Nakomo. Zevic. Quick release here from Hillier, who's been distributing beautifully in this match. Up now for Haddad. Up against Bandiera. Oh, Haddad, great skill, got around Bandiera. Here's a chance now. Oh, had the strike and just a little wide there. Took a deflection though. Nice incisive run from Edmund Haddad. So yet another corner here for the Wanderers. If you're just joining us, they really have dominated field position and have had the bulk of the attacking chances in this match, but Blacktown have just been so efficient, so clinical with their chances. Another foul called here in favour of the Wanderers. Down 2-0. Their last victory coming on April 12 against Manly, 2-0. A recent points deduction. They now find themselves rooted to the foot of the ladder. As Hillier chips it over the top, lovely weight about things, and yet again, the Wanderers are called for offside. That is their 6th of the first half. Henderson restarting things here for Berry. McKinley, great control from Moore. Moore then trying to link back up with McKinley though. Couldn't quite find him. So Wanderers will come away with it here. Hollingdale. Hillier with a little attempted swivel and check. Ultimately dispossessed, but back into the feet here of the Wanderers, and they'll switch things up, looking for Abdul Rahman on the chase. Henderson coming forward. Contacts Henderson there. And there's an issue in back play too here for Julian Kopp. Doesn't look to be in a great way here, Julian Kopp, and he's had a strong start to this match thus far. If you are just joining us, missing a wonder strike from Songju Choi from a good 35 metres out. Quick touch and then glorious strike to beat Vidakovic from long range. Of course, in terms of the recent form for Blacktown, 4 straight victories, a couple of draws in there as well. Really hitting their stride coming into round 13. (3-2) last week over Sydney United and 3-2 the week before over Mount Druitt. And it does seem to be a pretty consistent scoreline for them too, of course, back on April 13, 3-2 over St George as well. So it's been the exact result of their last 3 matches. They're on track for that yet again here today. Of course, the Wanderers still need to play their part. And with a win here, they could go as high as second on the ladder. Of course, that will depend on Rockdale's results as Kopp is now back to his feet, but you'd imagine that's the afternoon done. Very gingerly trying to put a little bit of weight through the leg. And you'd have to imagine this will cause a little bit of a recalibration here for Richie Cardoza. Kopp will slowly make his way off field, so bound to see a replacement coming up here. The final stages of this first half as well, just 3 minutes remaining. They'd love to get something on the board just to try and build some momentum into the second half. It'll be Khan Nizam will enter the action here. So Kopp's afternoon is done. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for Julian. But Nizam into the action now. You can probably see there as well for Henderson in goals. That sun is really quite glaring into the vision. So perhaps like to see a couple of long-range efforts here in the final moments of this first half from the Wanderers, just to test him out a little bit more. They really haven't asked too many questions. Now Haddad trying to release, and then Hillier was set upon by multiple defenders. Campbell, lovely shift here out to Kresnar. Now Kresnar with an incisive run back towards the middle. Major up against the work there of Hillier. Simmons then coming across with a strong challenge. Oh, great skill though from Kresnar. Still going, and then Simmons on the follow-up. Body into the back there of Kresnar. He wasn't particularly impressed with it either. The referee got involved very quickly to sort things out, but here's another good opportunity now for Blacktown. Just over a minute remaining of regulation time in this first half, and we haven't had too many stoppages outside of the recent one for Kopp. Once more it will be Malia to feed it in for Blacktown. Malia with a delivery. Looks nice as well. Major got above them and got ahead to it. Just a little wide of the mark, though. As I mentioned, they've probably only had 3 or 4 actual opportunities, and they've largely taken them. The Wanderers have had, at least probably in the opening 20 minutes, certainly the better field position, better chances, but nothing really testing Henderson outside of one shot from Abdul Rahman. Now Vidakovic under pressure again, all sliding through as Malia. Cool as a cucumber though, Vidakovic. Now Nakomo finding Nizam. Dispossessed, and Blacktown now in control. Shifted away here. McKinley then dropping back. Appearing as an option once again. Campbell trying to find a run here for Songju Choi again. Vidakovic there to collect it though. Quick release, and now into injury time. Malia. Nakomo. Little scissor step over the ball, and then back here for Barry. Franson. Let that one run all the way out to Simmons. Hillier with a chance to send it wide here. Well found for Nakomo. Controlling it with the chest and then stepping back towards the middle. And once again, meekly turning over possession in that final third. Just like to see them have a crack from distance and test Henderson into the sun. Henderson will drive it long now, and nothing really doing there. Choi not particularly looking to push forward. Barry. Hollingdale will chip over the top. Abdul Rahman. This time the flag stays down. He'll collect it deep into Blacktown's territory. Back now for Nizam. Nizam for Nakomo. And then wider still now for Hollingdale. Haddad. Good run being made here from Hillier. Haddad instead will try and just shift it through for Simmons. And frustration starting to mount here for the Wanderers. Coaching staff looking a little bit more aggravated about the last few minutes of play. Henderson once more will drill it long. There can't be too much more remaining in this first half. Hillier. Back for Franson. Under pressure here from Choi. Now releases for Barry. Awkward first touch. As a result, that pass in his arm left plenty to be desired and easily dispossessed. And now McKinley will distribute here for O'Brien. Choi once again. And there is the halftime whistle. So Blacktown in control. They took a little bit of time to get going in this first half, but at the break, off the back of a wonder strike from Choi, they have a 2-goal advantage here in Sydney's West. Half-time between the Blacktown City side and the Western Sydney Wanderers. 2-0 to the visitors. All the second half action in just a moment right here on Football New South Wales. Welcome back here to Wanderers Football Park in Western Sydney. There is a mission to be done here for the home side in a bit of trouble at the break. 2-0, including a real worldie from Danny Choi. It was from a good 35 metres out and really caught Vidakovic by surprise. That put them in front, 2-0. Of course, a deflection with Travis Major collecting the first to get things started for Blacktown. So chance, of course, they could finish as high as second on the ladder, depending on other results. They are looking at 5 straight victories here and have really got their season moving in the right direction here, Blacktown. So underway now for the second half. Blacktown, of course, in control here. So they'll chip it over nice and early now with Major playing a little bit of pressure here on Barry, who cleverly heads it back to Vidakovic, and they'll keep things moving swiftly through Franson. Out now for Simmons. Oh, Simmons with a real difficult ball to work with there for Hollingdale, who does a great job overall. And then a fancy little pass back for Haddad, who's charging forward. Good slide challenge in from the work of Jack O'Brien, who's onto the field now, replacing Mitch Malia. That's the one change made at the break. Issue here for Haddad. A very brief check here with medical staff. In fact, he'll come to the sideline for a little bit more in the way of running repairs. And given the all clear, so only a momentary lapse there from Edmund Haddad. He's holding the back of his neck. Now chip back to the middle. Oh, here's a golden opportunity for Blacktown. Tipped away from Vidakovic. That's his second good save of the match so far. Oh, and there's a handball that's come out from Kresnar. Hollingdale will get it back underway with things very quickly now to Como. Oh, and then very strong in the challenge was Benjamin Berry. If they can score first here, the Wanderers, they are well and truly back in the contest. They dominated the opening 15 minutes. Took a little while for Blacktown to get working through their gears, but once they did, they had plenty of time on the ball. Hollingdale once more switching things up, out to Nkomo again. Good first time control. Now Nkomo trying to just squeeze it in, turned away from Campbell. Moore then sends it deep here for Kresnar. Danny Choi once more looking to get things under control. Henderson once more. Delivers back here for Berry. A chance to run now. O'Brien. Lovely turn before he even got the ball under control, just opening up some space for himself. Now Moore delivers back here again for Bandiera, and that's always going to be a foul there from Hollingdale. Not even close to making that one a contest. So Bandiera will restart things now. Lofted chip, looking for Travis Major, who just flicks it on with the head. Falls here for Moore. Moore now to Jack O'Brien. Lovely first time release there from Nicholas O'Brien. Campbell switching things up. Simmons with a bit of work to do. Does it well. Put his body on the line and came up trumps. And now Haddad shifted over the top, looking for Abdul Rahman. Pops it all past back towards the middle with the head. Here's a chance for a finish, and just wide there in the end. It was very close for Nizam, who was storming onto it just around the outside of the post. Had Henderson diving for it, though. So 2-0 it remains, but there's the first real opportunity of the second half for either side. Campbell. Berrien then looking for a quick release, but Wanderers will win out on that occasion. Nakomo. Hollingdale. Twisting away. Oh, and then very much selling that particular foul there, but he'll get the benefit of the doubt, Hollingdale, and now Wanderers shifting out to this right-hand side. Tough one for Simmons to take. Feigns the step over. Does enough to get away from O'Brien. Now Haddad marching forward. Trying to squeeze it out wide here for Nakomo. Taken down, though, from McKinley. And now a chance to carry here for Danny Choi. Up against Nakomo. Nizam. Finding a lovely pass here for Abdul Rahman. Flag stays down. Here's a good opportunity now. Abdul Rahman continues driving forward. Great strength from Campbell just to get him off the ball. And that's really been a strong points victory for Campbell throughout the afternoon so far, up against Abdul Rahman. Anderson will restart things here for Campbell. Simply shifting it wide now for Bandiera. As calmly as you like. Disposes of a sliding effort there from Nezovic. Now chipping over the top. Looking for Choi. Choi will secure the scraps here momentarily. Nakomo fighting for it. They'll both hit the deck. Play on. And eventually called there. So no advantage for the Wanderers. Well, Franzen under pressure, dispossessed. Well, O'Brien simply has to keep playing. Now, this could be a real issue, though, for Franzen. And it will be red. Last man. And an opportunity on goal. And O'Brien, of course, selling it for all it was worth. Had the opportunity to keep playing forward, but instead gets a pretty good result here. Riley Franzen. His afternoon is over. Straight red. Really not given much of an option, though. It's well and truly the last man. He'd already lost possession and then was scrambling at it from the ground, including dragging the shirt with the hand. So the assignment becomes that much more difficult for the Wanderers. Already down 2-0. A golden opportunity to put a third on the board here, and they'll have to do it with just 10 men, the Wanderers, if they are to try and launch a comeback. So O'Brien on the spot along with Choi. O'Brien will take it well and truly over the bar. Simmons. Taking off with a good bit of speed. Got around Major. Still driving for. Good run here from Simmons. Releases. Staying alive in the play, but the return pass wasn't a good one from Nezovic. Simmons is still alive here. We'll send it wide now for Nakomo. Just losing his footing at a crucial time. Threatening to go around here. On the work of, looks like Jez is out there now. Still alive here for the Wanderers. Hollingdale. Tracking forward. Major keeping tight on him. Cleared away from Blacktown. Now Nakomo sends it deep. Looks like that's the tactical change that has been made. Hollingdale just dropping back a touch. Been playing in a central midfielder's role at the moment. Just sitting slightly behind some of his other midfield counterparts. Looks like he's dropped back one deeper now to play as a genuine member of the back line. And good strength here And Nkomo somehow winning out on that occasion. Hillier back to Nkomo, dispossessed, and again they'll have to be careful. Knocked backwards here, just out of the path of Choi. O'Brien trying to feed it through, cleared away. This time from Barry. He kept in the field of play though from Bandiera. Blacktown have really pushed deep now into the Wanderers' half. And there's options out wide too if they want to try and find Kresnar. That's exactly what they will do. Out on this left-hand side. Early release, numbers coming in, or decent effort from Major. Not too far away. It was a great delivery from Kresnar. And corner is the call. So Major certainly got a boot to it, but as did the Wanderers. So Blacktown with a chance to apply some more pressure here. Choi is deep outside of that 18-yard box. That delivery swinging back around, but I think it's already crossed the byline, and yes, that will be a goal kick. Vidakovic sending it long and high. Abdul Rahman trying to get there in time, but cleared away, and then O'Brien also on the follow-up. Called for a foul here on Hillier. I can't afford to go into their shell here, the Wanderers. They need a result. Need to start getting some goals on the board. Campbell, again, just so strong defensively. Stampedes through a number of Wanderers players there before Hollingdale sends it back for Vidakovic. Now Simmons under pressure. Back to Hollingdale on this right-hand side. Nizevic, Kresnar, just trying to dispossess him. Lovely first-time release from Simmons, who's been excellent today for the Wanderers. Nizevic again. Now for Haddad. This is a nice passage here for the Wanderers. Haddad searching, finds an opportunity. Nkomo's one wider. Nizam instead will take the shot, but Nkomo was completely unmarked on that left-hand side. This time he receives it. And once again for Hillier. Simmons caught here. Nizam looking for an opening. Now a chance for Abdul Rahman. Multiple defenders converging upon him. And now all of a sudden there's space for Blacktown with Choi. He's got support steaming through the middle. Choi, though, will look wide. Lovely release out here for Major. A little bit too much on it, though. That was a good opportunity for a counter-attack, but Choi just put a little bit too much through it. And a change coming up here for Blacktown. It will be Travis Major who will depart proceedings. And Martin Fernandez set to enter the action now. Been a good knock from the captain as well in the opening hour, so just over 30 minutes remaining. You'd fancy one more here for Blacktown would get the job done. Taken down here from Berry. Strong first touch, and then Nizam coming through. The foot was raised. This could be a problem as well. I dare say this will be a yellow. I don't think it's red. But it didn't look good here from Nizam. There's some real concerns too for Berry. Now this one hit well and truly on the shin, quite high on the shin for that matter. It'll be at least yellow here on Nizam. I'm stopping short of saying it's red though. Report coming in as well from the sideline official. Oh, and there it is. It is indeed a straight red for Nizam. So they're down to 9. Well, it goes from bad to worse here for the Wanderers. I can't say I'm upset with that particular call there from the officials either. It wasn't a good challenge. It was definitely yellow. And certainly a chance for it to be far worse. The studs were showing it was quite high on the leg, and there was force. So they're just compounding their own issues here. They've come into this match with an aggressive mindset, but you've got to have controlled aggression, of course. So now 11 on 9. There will be a response here too from Cardoza. He's got a number of substitutes lined up on the sideline. Things could really get ugly quickly now. So they'll feed this one in here, Blacktown. Looking for a third. Tipped on there from Blacktown. And no real danger in the end for Vidakovic. But certainly there'll be a fair bit of recalibrating required here for the Wanderers. Down to just 9 players. As a result, Blacktown can really start to force the issue here. Terrible release from Vidakovic. A chance to finish, and there it is for Nicholas O'Brien. Well, straight away, with the 2-man advantage, their first opportunity, and they go ahead 3-0. And you'd imagine there's more where that one came from. 11 on 9, and the Wanderers capitulating here in front of their home fans. Haddad will also exit proceedings. Well, Nazevich. It is a long way back now for the Wanderers. And they have lost their heads a little bit in this second half. 2 red cards inside the space of 26 minutes of play in the second half. In fact, apologies, just 16 minutes of play. Abdul Rahman in a 2-on-1 situation. If they play their cards well here, Blacktown, they can cause all sorts of pain now for the Wanderers. Bandiera, all the time in the world, all the space in the world. They're very much playing a zone defence now, Western Sydney. Campbell shifting it for O'Brien. Feeds it forward. Chase coming through there from Maxim Jez. Thrown taken there for Jez, and then that one going over the sideline. So throw in for the Wanderers to come. And if you are just joining us, red cards to both Riley Franson and also Khan Nizam. Of course, Nizam off the bench today. Coming on late in that first half for Kopp, and now under all sorts of pressure. As the Wanderers just converge upon them here, and you can see all the space where there's just no one to pass to here for Western Sydney. Simmons is essentially playing 3 positions at once out on this right-hand side. He's essentially covering the entire flank. And Blacktown can spend as much time on the ball as they like as a result. Berry. Campbell. Patient build-up here from Blacktown. Bandiera. Now for Fernandez. Fernandez, lovely release, and then just left there looking for Kresnau to shift through. Simmons does a great job. Good use of the body. Now a quick release here for Cameron. Back toward the middle, and they'll keep driving forward. Simmons again. Kresnau all the way back, though, here for Campbell. bossing the midfield at the moment now with Jake Briggs also out there now for Blacktown. Jez. Campbell. Everywhere you look, there's plenty of room for Blacktown. Now a long-range effort deflected. That'll go for a corner. Fed in once again here from Blacktown. Nice delivery, turned away. It'll only fall as far as Kresnar, though, who shifts it back out to that right-hand side. Chance to send it in again here from O'Brien. Popping little pass for Kresnar with the attempted finish. Deflected back into Kresnar, but then also popping off the Wanderers last. Abdul Rahman coming up with it now and puts the foot down. We'll try and get around the work here once again and does a good job to beat McKinley. Abdul Rahman now. Length of the field effort still going here. Simmons is pushed up in support. He's looking for an option now. Simmons twisting, turning, trying to get a shot away. We'll pop it back to the middle. Nobody there for the Wanderers. Here comes a late effort. They'll get the shot away. And contact with the boot. And the Wanderers were suggesting that studs were shown. The referee was happy to see things called play on. And that one has gone over the top of the goal mouth well and truly. Now Blacktown, once again, easily shifting out of their own danger area. Kresnar wider still, has oodles of space, and Bandiera will find him very quickly. Kresnar now with a chance to carry. Will bring it forward. Jez making a little incisive run. He'll send it wide instead for Fernandez. Fernandez, first time release. Taken down here from the Wanderers. Well done from Hillier. It's been one of their better performers today. Now for Nkomo. Got around the first defender, but eventually it rolls into the feet there of Briggs, and now Bandiera again. Early release here for Kresnar. Kresnar, lovely weight about that pass. Up for Fernandez, back to the middle. Can't quite link up with the man in the middle. Hillier, though, under pressure from Nicholas O'Brien. Looking for Nkomo out wide. So far from Mark Crittenden, no thoughts about throwing an extra man forward just to pile on the pressure here. No change to how they're set up. And cleared away from the Wanderers. Another corner coming up, though, for Blacktown. Numbers once again into the box here for Blacktown. They'll feed it in. Nice delivery. Turned away, though, from the Wanderers. Abdul Rahman will take it down now. Up along the sideline now from Nkomo, who's just tagged there. Trying to push through. Barry all the way back here for Vidakovic. And then Kresnar with some good pressure. Thrown long here again, and easily found there by Berry, who will send it wide, and now chance for McKinley to carry with plenty of room out on that right-hand side. Berry again. McKinley. There's a great opportunity to switch here with all sorts of space for both Kresnar and Jack O'Brien. That's the way they come now, out towards O'Brien. Taken down, and then a quick release for Kresnar. Chance again now for Blacktown. Getting close towards that 18-yard box. Good delivery. Turned away, though, from Barry. Still a threat, though, as it falls here for Nicholas O'Brien. Already with one goal so far. Turns it back to the middle. Here's a chance now for Briggs. A little deflection, and then easily cleaned up by Vidakovic as Abdul Rahman now up along the sideline. Berry, and then wider still now once more for McKinley. Working there with Fernandez, who comes at them once again. Now Fernandez with a bit of speed and some skill. Works into the box from behind Nkomo. That will be a penalty. Dancing feet there from Fernandez. And they're really rubbing salt into the wounds now. A chance to go 4-0 up. Looks like the man who drew the foul, Fernandez, will have a chance to slot this one home as well. It has been a very difficult second half for the Western Sydney Wanderers. 2 red cards, now a penalty. And the bad news as well for Wanderers fans, there is still a long way to go until the finish line. 18 minutes of regular time remaining. Fernandez now from the spot with a chance to make it 4. Slots it away beautifully. Beats Vidakovic. And Fernandez off the bench onto the scorer sheet. It is 4-0 here at Western Sydney Football Park. Well, Blacktown, they have sewn up this result now, 4-0. It'll be 5 straight victories too, of course. They haven't tasted defeat since March 12th. It's been a really good period for them. Imagine they will simply put the foot down from here and apply all sorts of pressure. Quick release, and now once again there's trouble brewing here for the Wanderers. Looking for Jez. Once more a throw in deep into enemy territory here for Blacktown, and they'll make yet another change. Looks like Kresnar might be the man called upon. Yes, it is. It's been a solid performer today as well. Now, Dimo about to enter the action here for Blacktown. So back underway now, and all the way back to Berry. Now Nicholas O'Brien. There for Jack. Lovely switch. Good first time control. Taken down and a chance to deliver into the box. Here is Jez waiting for it. Just couldn't quite get the head to it. Vidakovic will get on with things quickly here now for the Wanderers. On this right-hand side, Simmons under pressure. The ball spewing out back towards the middle. Badalato will then send it wide now for Nkomo. the man who gave away the penalty. Fernandez on the chase. Hillier all the way back here for Barry. Plenty of space on this right-hand side for the Wanderers if they do want to look that way. Instead, they'll go right up through Main Street. Once more looking for Abdul Rahman, who applies a good bit of pressure. Now, Simmons has well and truly shifted into an attacking position as Battalato arrives as well. Now falls here for Hillier. Good skill. Got away from a couple of them. Quick little touch back, and now wider still for the Wanderers. Good first-time touch back toward the middle. Simmons with a follow-up opportunity, and he will drag it wide. Another change about to be made here for the Wanderers. This time Noah Peacock will look to join the action. Abdul Rahman is the man who will be called upon. It doesn't look like he's seen it as of yet. He's heading up toward goalmouth. In fact, he'll exit the action from that standpoint. He's toiled hard, Abdul Rahman. Unfortunately for him, for no result. Campbell. It was a match that had plenty of promise as well for the Wanderers. The first 15 to 20 minutes from them was excellent. Really had Blacktown rattled, but seemed to be the second goal for them from Choi that almost ended the fight for the Wanderers. And then, of course, those two quick red cards to start this second half really put the writing on the wall. And then Peacock tracking through. A little bit of gamesmanship there as well from Berry, hitting the deck. And the slightest clip on his shin. Now get on with things quickly again here. Now O'Brien chipping over the top. Jack O'Brien pushing through. And foul is called. So about 14 minutes remaining here at Wanderers Football Park. All the way back again here for Vidakovic. Sends it wide for Nkomo. And then great pressure. Here's a chance now for Dimo. Dimo has the shot, batted away from Vidakovic. And then the old bicycle kick over the top there. Well, that was audacious. Not particularly called for, though, for Fernandez. Never generated the right amount of power. Vidakovic again, looking forward for Simmons, who's far and away being the best performer here today for the Wanderers. Notable mention as well for Hillier, though. He's been very strong. Simmons, of course, started in that right back position. Spent a little bit of time in the midfield now as applying a little bit of pressure further upfield. Tireless performance from the captain. Spandiera plays it short now for O'Brien, and then back once again here for Jezel. Lovely delivery, cleared away. Good covering in the end there from Barry. Lovely release, and now O'Brien can march forward once again. O'Brien finding Dimo. Dimo leaves it. O'Brien with the follow-up. Dimo. Dimo has the header, and the flag is raised. Now Vidakovic flirting with danger there. A few rollovers on the edge of the box as now they'll look for Peacock up front. Heavy first touch, and it falls here for Campbell as a result. Fernandez once more with an incisive run. Just couldn't quite get another touch on things coming through. Briggs with a bit of pressure, and the ball comes spewing out over the sideline for a throw-in. I haven't really seen Blacktown put the foot to the throat as of yet with this two-man advantage. Very much been a case of sticking to their policies and procedures. Now Bandiera looking for a long-range effort on target, but easily dealt with from Vidakovic. It's now Battalato Twisting, turning, looking for an opening. Sent it all the way back for Barry under pressure. O'Brien with a good challenge. And ultimately that one will go for a goal kick. And now Henderson on the run. Once more dispossessed. Here's another chance now for Fernandez. Couldn't get the shot away quickly enough. Falls here for Jack O'Brien. Back for Nicholas. McKinley under pressure. Delivered back once more for O'Brien. Now Jack O'Brien trying to thread the needle. Looking for Fernandez. Simmons will come away with it. Great skill from Simmons. And a quick release now looking for Peacock. Peacock will be able to keep it in the field of play here. Just slow things up, looking for support. Arrives in the form of Hillier. Out on this right-hand side. He himself looking for a little bit of support. Works away from Jez. Jez comes again. Now Battalato. Looking for the switch. And we'll just get away with it. Nkomo. Up against the work here of McKinley now. Back to the middle for Simmons. Simmons finding a little pass there for Hillier. Dispossessed. Now there's some danger. If Fernandez has a look to his left, he will find Jez and does so. Now there's a bit of room to move. Jez will shoot from distance. Good diving save from Vidakovic. That was on target. Tipped around the post, and it will go for another corner here. Be up around the double-digit mark in that department. Quick restart here, and Jez will now offer short. Here's a chance from range for Briggs. Briggs lining up. Good pressure from Battalato. Falls here again for O'Brien. Great diving save once more from Vidakovic. Well, the scoreline could be a lot worse. He's come up with about 3 or 4 really strong saves. Now here for O'Brien. Wrapping once again. They'll knock it deep here. Briggs still an option. Fernandez twisting, looking to get a shot away. Turned away there from Barry. Fernandez. O'Brien. Once more here for Fernandez. A patient build-up again from Blacktown. Now Fernandez applying a little bit of speed. Simmons, speaking of speed, will get around the first defender. Still driving forward. And a yellow card about to be shown here for Jack O'Brien. Well, Simmons is about 15 metres off the mark there to try and continue things. So O'Brien goes into the book. Way back here for Vidakovic. And over the top, Peacock. The weight was just a little too much, but it was well identified, that long-range effort. And again, though, an easy passage upfield with that numerical advantage. McKinley on this right-hand side. We'll thread the needle here for Dimo. Couple of scissor crossovers and then laying it back. And that's a pass that's really delivered to absolutely nowhere. Easy pickings for Vidakovic. Upfield now looking for Peacock. Awkward bounce, beats Campbell. Fall here, though, for Berry under no real pressure as the lights begin to take effect at Wanderers Football Park. Briggs. Campbell. O'Brien now with a chance to carry. Fernandez in support. And wider still is Bandiera. Back to the middle. Oh, great effort again here from Vidakovic. Hillier. Simmons. Pressured. O'Brien saved again from Vidakovic. Jeez, he's had his work cut out for him this afternoon. Hasn't been given a great deal of coverage from his back men, and certainly it's become a much more difficult assignment as this one's gone on, for obvious reasons. As Barry chips it over the top. Once more looking for Peacock. Good use of the body to hold things up. Again dispossessed though. Now for Dimo. Dimo will sweep it back around for Jack O'Brien. Slowing things up. Looking to poke it into a corner. Again a great save. And now Peacock all over the top. Well, that probably should have actually been a yellow card. Instead, it's called play on. Well, for a moment, it resembled rugby league out here at Wanderers Football Park. Now McKinley once more with a chance to carry, and they're just so behind the 8 ball at the moment, the Wanderers. They've pushed almost the entirety of their side into a defensive mindset, just trying to stave off more goals. It's Jez holding things up here. Fernandez now arrives. 5 to go here in regulation time. They'll look deep now for O'Brien. Simmons to apply a little bit of pressure. Now for Jack O'Brien. Wider still for Bandiera. Chipping over the top, looking for Dimo. Dimo falls here for Fernandez, who doesn't quite get a clean strike on it. Peacock now shifting on. Here's a chance for Simmons with a bit of speed. Great first touch. Chance to finish. Hits the upright. Well, they just can't buy a goal here, the Wanderers. Abdul Rahman hit the crossbar in the first half. Now Simmons hits the post. They'd had a little more luck. They could have had at least 2 here today, including the early lead. And credit to them, they're continuing to push forward despite being down by 2 men. But now there's a real concern here with the counter-attack. They'll shift over the top for O'Brien. Vidakovic coming out again. Lovely skill from the keeper. It has been quite an open game, a very entertaining one to close out the round, as now they bring it forward here for Battalato. Back to the middle, arriving on the spot is Peacock. He was crowing. Now McKinley. It is end-to-end at the moment here. It's like watching a tennis match at the moment. McKinley driving forward. Here's another chance for Blacktown. They'll drive it back, looking for Jez, cleared away. And there's a late call there with just a glancing touch there on, might have been Battalato who hit the deck. In fact, no, Hillier it was getting back there in time. He's been a strong performer. You can see the isolation there of Peacock, though. 5-on-1. They've gone into damage control mode here, the Wanderers. Just trying to prevent that 5th goal from hitting the back of the net. O'Brien, Bandiera. Now Fernandez. 1 goal from the spot so far. Fernandez opening up a space. Lovely little step over. Then Fernandez not too far away. This long and difficult season for the Wanderers continues. Still stranded on just 2 victories after 13 rounds. With that points deduction, of course, they are at the bottom of the ladder, as Fernandez now feeds a lovely ball here for Jez. Gets a touch, but the flag is raised. I'll get on with things quickly here. Battalato, first time delivery out wide. Simmons, again, strong with 2 defenders on him. Restart things quickly here. Back for Henderson. Now Vidakovic. Now for Nkomo. Driving forward. Up against McKinley. Turned away. McKinley dispatches of that potential raid very easily when a shin pad came flying out in that particular challenge. Inside the final minute of regulation time. Battalato. Forward now for Hillier. Looking to chip over the top and just test out Bandiera, who does a good job in the air and then as calmly as you like, pops it over the top of Hillier. Now on the wraparound. Bandiera now rolling over the top of the ball. In complete control. Finds O'Brien. Wider still. McKinley arriving just in time. Back to O'Brien. Threatening once again. O'Brien dancing, trying to get through a number of defenders. Falls here again for McKinley. Jazz from range. That one not going to trouble Vidakovic. And there will be just 2 minutes of added time here. Haven't had too many stoppages. The only real one of note in that first half was for Julian Cobb. So once more, this is sent long up towards Simmons, who gets the flick on. Peacock now looking to just try and get there ahead of Berry, but Berry quick enough. McKinley, the chance to switch things, and will do exactly that. Finding Bandiera. Now O'Brien can turn and carry. Up he goes for Fernandez. Would love to finish with another one here. Fernandez pops it all past, using his speed once again. Back toward the middle. Chance there for O'Brien, still alive. And then collected from Battalato. Now he's under pressure from Dimo. Hillier comes up with possession. Oh, Dimo again. That one wasn't a good challenge, though. And that will be a yellow card. Como just trying to link up with Peacock here as the sun sets at Wanderers Football Park. Campbell, Bandiera. Now O'Brien again with a chance to turn and go, and will take the meters on offer. Oh, and then just a little bobble as he went to pass it, and that really put him off. Might have even heard the dismay in the groan through the Atmos mic. Now Berry knocking it forward. Jack O'Brien collecting here. Has had a very busy involvement since entering the action here in the second half. O'Brien back towards Nicholas O'Brien now, and then Bandiera wrapping around once more. Lovely wait about that. Pass back towards the box. And the full-time whistle is blown. Comprehensive from Blacktown. They make it 5 straight victories here in round 13. And the Wanderers never really in with a chance to claim this one once they went 2 men down, with red cards to both Franson and Nizam. A difficult assignment for them. They are still searching for their 3rd victory of the season. Full time here at Wanderers Football Park. It's the visitors, Blacktown City, victorious 4 goals to 0.